What if I told you the daily habits that you have today will affect the amount of success and wealth you will have in the future? Makes sense, right? Well, the most successful people in this world have a ton of different habits, but one is the 5-hour rule, which is something I would like to talk about today. So let's get into this. So the 5-hour rule was coined by Michael Simmons, and he wrote about it, and it traces back to Benjamin Franklin, who throughout his adult life set aside time to learn and read and reflect. This is the concept. No matter how busy successful people are, they always spend an hour a day or 5 hours a work week reading and learning, and they continue to do that daily throughout their whole entire career and life. Hence, 5-hour rule. This rule reflects the idea that the most smartest and successful people are deliberately and consistently learning on a daily basis. Now, when it comes to the 5-hour rule, it can be categorized into 3 sections, which I will call the 3 R's. The first R is reading. So let's start off with a fun fact. Did you know that 33% of high school grads never read a book for the rest of their lives? And the same goes for 42% of college grads as well. It's kind of crazy, but it's true. Well, in the US, every successful person that I can think of is a reader. Readers are leaders, my friend. The rules suggest reading for an hour a day. However, you can always start off with just like 20 to 30 minutes a day, because that can still make a huge difference. This rule also includes reflecting, which is our next R. In 2014, there was a study done by the University of Texas, and they found out that mental rest and reflection actually improves learning. So this rule could be something like jotting down your thoughts in a notebook, simply just reflecting about the day, and especially asking yourself questions. I would suggest asking yourself a couple questions, maybe like 2 or 3, doesn't have to be a lot, but make sure they're good questions to really get you to think and reflect about your actions throughout the day, what you could have done better. Make sure to also stick to a few questions that are focused on that specific day. Our last R is rapid experimentation. Experimentation can be very useful because you can always learn from mistakes. And honestly, mistakes are really just opportunities for lessons to be learned if you think about it in that way. So, knowledge is great. I absolutely love it. But applied knowledge is even better. If you were to go and read a book about communication and you decide to never apply that to your daily life, it's not really going to help as much as if you were to read that book, say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and try it out and see if it works. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Learn from it and apply that to what you can do the very next time. You can learn from mistakes, get feedback from others, and best of all, it isn't time consuming. So that is the last R, which is rapid experimentation. Now that we are done with 3 R's, now it's time to make a learning ritual. Now the first thing you should do is make sure you try to schedule out time every day for learning and reading and reflecting and all that good stuff. If the most successful people in the world can find the time, I have no doubt that you can as well. So take out your planner, your schedule, your calendar, and write down when is the next time you're going to read? When is the time you are really going to reflect? When are you going to experiment and apply the knowledge that you've learned to real life scenarios, And if you're still like, I don't have the time and or energy to do this, you can always stack your learning on top of your everyday schedule, which means you really don't have an excuse now. It's essentially just stacking your learning on top of what you normally do. So let's say, for example, you are driving home from work. Now, instead of putting on music, what you can do is put on an audiobook, put on a podcast. Just, change little things throughout your day. And I can guarantee you it'll more than likely add up to an hour at the end of the day. Or what you could also do is make mini learning periods, which are just about like 15 to 20 minutes. So you can use those. You can break that up. You can use various mini learning sessions throughout the day. Did you know, fun fact, did you know that if you were to, let's say, commit to only 15 minutes, I'm not saying do 15, I'm saying try and go for the hour. If you can only start out with 15 minutes, that's okay. So if you were to do 15 minutes of reading every day for a whole year, it would literally equate to 91 hours of information. 91 hours of information. That's so much just from 15 minutes of reading every day. Can you imagine how much more knowledgeable you would be 90 hours worth of reading later? It would be crazy. It would be absolutely insane. So honestly, just start. If you can't do an hour, just start off anytime. Now, when you are learning, make sure you are consistent on using that time to actually be productive, and do not fall prey to distractions, because that can definitely happen. But what I suggest is moving your phone away. And what you could also do is they have apps on their phone which literally turn off your phone for a certain amount of time. Or maybe not turn off, but more so just block notifications from coming in, so you're really not distracted for a specific amount of time. Make sure you apply the knowledge to real life scenarios from what you are learning about. I'm applying my knowledge as best as I can about this 5-hour rule to you guys, and I hope you find it helpful in some type of way. If you do, you can always help me out by clicking the like button. And if you aren't subscribed, you can also do that as well. What you do today matters. It absolutely matters. You can't expect to be successful in the future if you aren't taking steps now in order to set yourself up for that path of success. By investing in yourself for just a short period of time every single day, you are ensuring that the person you are in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years is going to be the most knowledgeable, successful person there is. And the person you are in the future will definitely be thanking you for making that one step toward a better and brighter future for yourself. Continue to learn, continue to grow, and continue to be a lifetime learner. Learning doesn't just end once you graduate high school or college. You have the rest of your life. You got the rest of your life to continue to learn. So continue to learn, continue to be curious, continue to ask questions and reflect. And if you keep doing this over time, it's going to make a huge difference in the person you will be in the future. I can guarantee it's going to be a pretty bright future. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.